Hey guys, ZCrazyG here, back with another CTR video. So I wanted to do a simpler, more quicker video today, and I thought I'd do something that was fun to make, but also something that you guys would enjoy. So I thought I'd do another video reflecting on a particular aspect of the game, as I have been doing with my videos recently. And today I thought I'd share with you my top 15 favourite karts in the game. With Nitro Fueled, one of the biggest additions was the huge amount of customization, and at the center of all that was the new karts that were added over the game's cycle, reintroducing the Nitro Kart and tag team racing vehicles while also introducing plenty of new and stylized karts as well. Beanox has put a lot of detail into each of these, and that's what I want to appreciate in this video. There's a total of about 45 karts overall, with an additional 8 if you count the retro karts. So as opposed to ranking each one of them, I thought I'd keep it short and sweet, hence why I'm only sharing my top 15 karts with you today. I'm gonna keep my analysis of each of the karts very brief, since I don't want this to drag out too much, and hey, there's only so much I can talk about these karts anyway, so let's begin. At number 15, we have the Imperium, one of my favourites from tag team racing, and I'm glad it's one they decided to bring back. I just enjoy the almost intimidating size of it, the somewhat lopsided design. The second front spoiler is also a cool feature. I just like the dragster monster truck-esque mix it goes for, and it has some awesome paint jobs to boot. Staying on the topic of tag team racing karts, at number 14 we have the Pressurizer, perhaps my favourite kart from tag team racing, so as you can understand I'm glad they decided to bring it back. Now true, it's a bit stubbier than before, and I'm fine with that since the whole industrial diesel punk theme of the car more than makes up for it. I just like the machine style of it, and the little details like the different colour panels, the rivets, the boiler gauge, they're all just great details that really elevate it for me. For the 13th spot, I've chosen yet another tag team racing redesign with the Skull Rider. Definitely one of the most bold kart designs, but a cool one certainly. I was debating between this and the Mammoth, but I mean, come on, look at this thing, it's badass while looking slick as hell. I also just love the neat wheel and seat design in contrast to the Skull chassis, it just creates a really unique look. And speaking of unique looks, let's hop into the number 12 spot with the Trikey. Being a freewheeler, it's already a fairly unique design. Now yes, the Dragonfly is also a freewheeler, but this kart did it first and is honestly a lot slicker and more visually appealing. The design translated really well from tag team racing, the wheels are really smart looking and the decals are simply awesome. Just an overall solid kart. Okay, I swear this is the last tag team racing kart on the list. At number 11, we have the Phantom. A bit different from the other tag team racing karts, as this one is a reimagining of the Organ Grinder. And damn, what a reimagining it is. It completely overhauls a clunky looking kart and makes it look so much more slick and appealing, while also drowning itself in the gothic organ style it goes for. And yes, it is a bit over the top and very Halloween oriented, but that's the charm of it, I find. And because of that, it definitely earns its place on the list. In at the number 10 spot, I've placed the Spiro Mobile. Now, not only do I think this kart looks great, but it also is really good at encompassing Spyro into the kart with the gem-tipped wheels, the scaled layers of the chassis. It just feels like something straight out of the world of Spyro. Not only that, but I think outside of the Spyro theming, it just looks really great, almost like it has this Batmobile-esque vibe to it, and I just really enjoy it. Now at number 9, a controversial pick, this being the Xfinity kart. And I mean, I could go on and on about the annoying nature of this kart's release, but when I get down to it, it's still a really slick ass looking car. This really cool space age F1 style to its design, the blue neon wheels and that engine sound. I can't help but really enjoy it, and I completely understand why it's such a desirable kart. Now the reason I don't hold it much higher is due to the fact that it isn't customizable, but overall, controversy aside, it's a solid kart. Now on to the number 8 spot. When I found out the 7th Grand Prix was going to be apocalyptic themed, the Nuke is exactly the kind of kart I wanted to see. A really aggressive looking dragster with a Mad Max-esque design to it, and it completely delivers. I just love the details on this, like the radioactive engine and the slew of amazing detailed spray paint based decals. It's simply a badass kart and I love it. Number 7 is the epitome of slick yet simple design that is really appealing with the Rocket. A kart that I think many have forgotten about, but something about it is just really cool to me. It's got a very neat and tidy design, and it really gives me vintage F1 vibes with the simple body and the 2 exhausts that stretch out around the back. I don't know why, but I just really enjoyed the simple, tidy simplicity, but maybe that's just me. Onto the number 6, we have the Team Bandicoot kart, my personal favourite out of the 4 base Nitro kart selection. It's just a very nice all-rounder kart in terms of design and visuals. It feels like the closest thing we have to a general race car design. I just think it has the best and most appealing design of the original 4 Nitro kart vehicles, and is definitely the first one that I think about when talking about CNK. Coming in at number 5 is the original Hovercard Oxide's base vehicle. Now, some people may think that this car isn't anything too special, but the reason that I hold it so high is that, as a massive fan of the original, playing with this kart was kinda the dream. To be able to play as Oxide was such a cool yet unattainable thing back then, and I think this kart effortlessly still retains that really cool, really desirable charm. And even playing with this kart with Oxide still makes the nostalgic child in me grin from ear to ear. Coming in at number 4 is the always reliable, always loved classic kart. Every kart racer game has to have them, the base standard go-kart-esque design, and CTRs is just pure nostalgia. By extension, I'm also including the retro karts in this spot, and I think this placement may simply be made out of nostalgic charm, but it's simple, it's basic, yet it's familiar and satisfying. It's as they say, you can't beat the classic. In at number 3 is my favourite of the hover karts, the Velo Chopper, otherwise known as the Nitro Kart Boss Kart. For many reasons similar to the Oxide hovercraft, I love this kart just as much, but the design is just so much more over the top, so much slicker, grander, and just more badass and more creative in terms of design. It was truly a really satisfying moment to have this introduced in the Gazmoxia Grand Prix, and it's definitely earned its place. In at number 2, we have the Champion Kart. I mean, what else do I need to say? It's the Champion Kart. It's modelled after a Lamborghini and it looks cool as fuck. And while some may argue that it sticks out a bit by having a more realistic base design, if anything, it just makes it look cooler to me. Yeah, some characters will look hilariously out of place, but it stands as one of the most visually stunning and sleekest karts in the whole game. Finally, at the number 1 spot, I have to give this to the Nitro GT. One of the most recent additions, but quickly became my favourite. It takes the simplicity and the familiarity of the classic kart and upgrades it in nearly every aspect. Feeling like the traditional go-kart style kart, but with a much more well-rounded and interesting design. The one-produce engine just looks awesome, the spring suspensions is such a nice detail, and it just feels like a proper evolution of the classic kart. The only aspect that I guess is not to my liking is the neon text on the wheels, but aside from that, the Nitro GT is undeniably my favourite kart in CTR Nitro Fueled. And so, those are my top 15 favourite karts in the game, and I'm sure many of you have some of your favourite karts that you'd love to share as well, so do let me know in the comments below. As always guys, thank you all so much for watching. The support you guys have been showing on this channel recently is fantastic, and I cannot thank you enough. Feel free to like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care guys.